Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming. My name is Dylan Locke, and I am joined by my fellow members Joe Andrew Valeriano, Matthew Tolson, and Christian Richardson. We have a proposal regarding the implementation of new technology to gamify the UFL experience. The UFL, formerly known as the XFL, is a new business that is struggling to gain traction and popularity in the sports entertainment industry while competing with other major leagues. Utilizing AI and AR to attract young consumers, specifically Gen Z and millennials, we will help drive fan engagement with a segment that is reliant on technology to solve the issue concerning popularity. First, let's explore the target audience. Gen Z and millennials already make up half of the American football audience, and they are heavily reliant on technology for everyday tasks, including entertainment. With this information, we know pushing for gamification will help draw this audience in and push them towards conversion. This class also averages salaries around $75,000 every year, which comes in above the national average, which also allows for some expendable income. To give you a better example, let me introduce you to Ezekiel. Ezekiel is a 23-year-old fan who lives in Memphis. He is well versed in technology and keeps up on social media. He always has his phone in his hand, whether he is on social media, streaming, or playing games. He loves watching the Titans play, but he wants more football when the season ends. He is curious about his hometown UFL team, the Showboats, but needs a little more convincing before he gives them a chance. So how can we convince an audience like Ezekiel? Well, that's where this new proposal comes in. Utilizing artificial intelligence and augmented reality, we want to roll out a new implementation to the UFL app that will allow fans to scan the football field with their mobile devices. Once scanned, the program will highlight players by name and display stats on screen while giving the fan an in-depth look at the action through live play and even replays at various angles. This data will be collected and organized using AI while the interface will be run through AR, which will work perfectly with our target audience. Now, there are detailed expenses that come along with implementing a system like this. However, the projected profits will outweigh the costs that are associated with this proposal. In the first year, we will start by installing this system in 2 of the stadiums, and then 3 each of the following years until all 8 stadiums are AI/AR compatible. With that, this next slide covers the current departments of the organization that will be affected and the new additions that will strictly deal with this new proposal. First, there are 3 existing departments that will be affected by this new proposal. The marketing department, headed by David Martin, the customer experience and IT department, headed by Sean Martinez, and the department of sales and experience, headed by David Gravenkemper. The only department that will see any new personnel will be the customer experience and IT group that will gain a UI/UX designer whose role will ensure the AI integration to the existing app works well with the current interface. This will also maintain the program through support and updates. They will also gain a quality assurance specialist who will be responsible for testing and assuring the system is running as close to as perfect as possible. Finally, there will be 2 dedicated customer service representatives that will field concerns and issues from the customers and relay them up to the QA specialist. All of their respective salaries are listed here and are detailed further in the expenses. Next, we will quickly examine some of the competitors of the UFL and discuss how their presence will be used to our advantage through this proposal. The main competitors of the UFL are the NFL, MLB, and the March Madness tournament. Here we have a quick reference chart that illustrates a comparison of the leagues through average ticket cost and viewership metrics. The NFL offers a similar game style in an established league. While they do not operate in the same season, many fans are not convinced that the UFL is the answer to off-season football considering its failures in the past. The MLB does operate in the same season and is a historically successful league with an established fan base. The March Madness tournament begins at the beginning of the UFL season and is one of the most dominantly watched sporting tournaments of the year. All have relatively higher ticket prices and significantly higher average views compared to the UFL. This can be used to our advantage as we strategically price our product, being tickets and memberships, lower than those of our competitors, while this proposal will help us offer a competitive experience for the fans, all while making a profit at the end of the day.
Now, when it comes to laws revolving around artificial intelligence, there really isn't any federal or state governed laws to really control it or to make sure no one's misusing it. That's why it's up to the UFL and, for example, IBM, if they decide to hire IBM, to create policies and regulations within the league to make sure that once it's created, once it's operated and being maintained, it's up to them to really make sure that no one's misusing it and it's only really being used for the fans' entertainment, data collection for our audience, and to make sure that we're using it the right way. Now, there are laws when it comes to data privacy, and we have to make sure we respect people's privacy, personal information, private information, because that is regulated by the federal government. Now, the merger between the XFL and the USFL can be great. Expenses can be covered because one side could be already covering a set of expenses, and the other can be already covering another set of expenses. That being said, the demand also for football during the off season can be another great thing because the UFL season starts right after the NFL season stops. We only have 12 teams, so not every city has a team. That's when our subscription or our AI product comes in because people can now subscribe and pay for our monthly or season membership, use our AI product whether they're streaming on the phone or they can have the option of using a VR headset if they have one. And we can continue this funnel of where the demand for football is needed and the supply is there for them, whether it's virtually or in person. Moving on to catering our audience, how technology is going to help us entertain them more. Like we said before, Gen Z and millennials are the ones we really want to target just because they grew up on social media, cell phones, evolving technology, and artificial intelligence. Nowadays, they're always on their phone. That's why our artificial intelligence product is great for them if they love football. When it comes to virtually streaming, they can still access our artificial intelligence by seeing live player stats and what they're doing on the field. They can do it virtual reality if they have a headset, and they can also do it live in game while they're at the stadium. It all depends on how they want to enjoy the game itself. And using this AI can help us entertain them more, collect more data to get to know them better, to make sure that their next experience is better than it was before. So next we have more of the legal purposes when it comes to risks and protection. We have NDAs, contracts, and trademarks. NDA as a whole is basically an agreement between two parties that they will not take any ideas, creativeness, or innovations to another company to sell or to use for their personal gain. Moving forward, we have contract. Now, this contracts can be between the UFL and, for example, IBM, who they hired to create, operate, and maintain the AI product itself. And that contract can be how they're going to be compensated for however long term they choose. Lastly, we have trademarks. Now, we don't know if we're going to have a design to the AI product itself, but I'm sure we will. Trademarks are to make sure that that design and the logo is protected and not resold by any other third party or any other individual.
Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about the different marketing approaches we are going to use to make it a huge success. First off, we got traditional marketing in our playbook. This includes classic methods like print ads, TV commercials, billboards, and radio spots. These channels are great for reaching a wide audience and building brand awarenesses. Next up, we have direct marketing. With this approach, we will be reaching out to individuals directly. Think personalized emails, direct mail campaigns, and even face-to-face interactions. It's all about connecting with our audience on a more personal level and driving conversions. And of course, we can't forget about social marketing. This is all about leveraging the power of social media to engage with our target audience. We will be creating awesome content, running social media ads, and interacting with all of our followers to build a brand loyalty and boost conversions. By combining these different marketing approaches, we will be able to reach a diverse audience, build brand awareness, and drive conversations. It's all about finding the right mix that works best for the campaign goals and target audience. First things first, we are in the pre-launch phase right now. We are focusing on all the stuff like planning, creating content, running teaser campaigns, partnering up with influencers, and getting the word out there before the big launch. For the big launch, we will only be implementing this on 2 stadiums. Once we kick off the campaign, we are going to dive into year 2. This is when we start evaluating on how things are going. We'll be looking at the numbers, analyzing data, and making improvements based on what we learn. We want this campaign to be the best it can be, so we'll be refining our messaging, ramping up our marketing efforts to reach even more people. This is a year we will also add 3 more stadiums implementing the AI and AR. And in year 3, we'll be keeping that momentum going strong. We'll continue to track our campaign metrics, making smart decisions based on the data we collect. One of our secret weapons, user-generated content and testimonials. It's all about building the trust and credibility with our audience. This is a year we will add the final 3 stadiums, so all stadiums across the UFL will have AI and AR in them.
With the main solution in mind, ticket sales will be revenue stream priority number one. The UFL provides a product for fans to come enjoy live football games where athletes compete against each other. The typical number of fans attending games is about 10 to 13,000 from previous seasons, and the average UFL ticket is around $25. And we expect from our editions of this campaign there will be a rise in attendance of about 3,000 fans over the next 3 seasons. Our next method of sales would be through monthly subscriptions for our fans. The XFL averaged around 600,000 viewers on television last season, so there's certainly an interest from those at home. With this in mind, we created a monthly subscription for UFL fans at home for a flat rate of $12 a month. Also, to pair with our new AI capabilities, subscribers who have VR headsets are able to upgrade for $10 more a month to feel our new VR technology. Given the amount of viewers that were tuning in, we estimated at least 100,000 fans to be subscribers in the next 3 seasons. Moving on to the income statements, here's a brief look at our profit and losses we found. You can check out our chart here on the right. Year one, there's many unknowns, of course, with the fans getting introduced to the changes, but the advantage of the low costs for revenue streams helps tremendously. We get a 11% profit, just over $100,000. Year two, we make a huge jump in profit because of the rise of popularity and demand with the added implementations to the UFL. This year, we have a 47% in profit, well over $1 million as well. Year three, we expect an increase in ticket sales because of the demand at this point, and with Gen Zs and Millennials as our target market, as well as the VR capabilities to pair with it, we expect the revenue to grow consistently. This year we get a profit of 63% and a $2.5 million in income.
And with that, we conclude our presentation and would like to open up the floor to any questions.